And the next one up is Jailbreak. So again in the Fight tab. Jailbreak. So much like cigar fights, there is already a separate video on Jailbreak. There's lots of nuances to it. One correction I'd like to make from that video, mainly because lots of things have changed, is skip stages no longer has the same penalty as it used to have with resources gathered. So especially with Devil mode being harder, although recently it has changed as of the day of recording, it has changed, so I have no idea how difficult it would be. But for the sake of contribution points, you don't actually need to do all of them, so you can just use skip stages. Again, I'm assuming everyone would have a Mafia pass to make life easier rather than having to watch videos. So I apologise for just skipping and making life look really easy. Again, I'm going to fly through this selection of things here, but I am actually making a conscious choice whilst I'm doing this. That's not to say I necessarily would watch this back and agree with all of them, but as I say, there's a separate video on Devil mode Jailbreak. It's still applicable to the other difficulty modes, but specifically Devil is the one that's particularly difficult. What I would suggest is when you're going through Jailbreak is to make a extra effort to double check you're on the hardest difficulty, because you get more resources the harder difficulty you do. So quickly skipping through these. Trying not to pay too much attention to what I'm picking, but still picking because I'm running out of time for today. So the important part here is they now give you the challenger stages. So you get lots of resources for that, specifically the Super Capo Serum, which is really good for Awakened Capos, leveling those skills up, good way of advancing. And the other thing I'll briefly cover whilst I'm here is what to buy in the jail shop. Personally, I don't buy any of the Capo copies, and also you can see with the amount of coins I have, I can't actually afford it. I buy the Capo choice boxes, mystery key, golden keys, which are surprisingly much better value than you'd necessarily think with just a glance at it. And then the DNA, because you can never have enough DNA. And then alternate days I'll be able to afford, or once I finish those last 5 missions, I'll be able to afford the selection key. There is a potential with higher family bonus that you can afford the Super Capo Serum, and I'd probably prefer to purchase that, but I can't normally afford it, so I just go for the key instead because it still has some good value. And just going back to double check to show that you don't actually need to do all of Jailbreak to get the full contribution points, although I would recommend doing as much as you can and probably not spending diamonds unless you really want to finish. So there you go, you can see that's 4 out of 4.